Okay, for white lines tie rod ends, they modify it only by extending the length of the bolt, which is not wrong, but it will increase the stress of the taper shaft on the bolt where it's connecting with the ball. You can't see it right now because it's covered by the boot. Our design concept is to not extend the length of the bolt as much, and then we created the drop in the shaft over here to achieve the same geometry of correcting back to close to stock steering geometry. Also, with their concept, some of the cars models such as the EK and EG Civics, their tie rods are mounted upside down like this, are bolted down like this instead of like this for the Subaru. So in that case, they cannot do any modification of extending the shaft, which is supposed to shorten it. But in our case, we could still achieve the same purpose with our concept of design, which is like this, but then this part will be reversely down here. So we could still create as much adjustment as possible, while at the same time strengthening the shaft or the body, as well as over here you can see when we created this drop, not just this part that is corrected by the drop in the shaft over here, we also made this part of the tie rod, which is connected to the steering rack, back to the close to horizontal position. Well, the others will have a slanted angle of 3 to 8 degrees. This way, the way they're doing it like this will put stress on this end as well as the steering rack, because this motion is supposed to be horizontally pulled and pushed for the steering. This way will create more stress, and also it will result in the steering response. For the ball joint, we also extended the same idea concept of extending the body of the ball joint instead of extending the shaft, which will also create the stress on the taper body part on the inside the boot. So the concept over here is try not to mess with the shaft length, but to seek for the more durable way of extending this part on the Subaru application, and also to create this drop. This is for Subaru application, but for other applications such as Civic, there are cases where shaft has to be extended for a little bit, but we try to do modification on the body as the priority instead of doing the shaft, when they only use the stock size and just extending the shaft.